It takes 30 minutes to deliver a pizza. It takes exactly 30 minutes for a Russian RS-28 Sarmat ICBM launched from Uzhhor missile base in Siberia to reach Washington, D.C. This is not a Tom Clancy novel. This is not a war game run on a Pentagon server. This is the unclassified, open source, publicly documented reality of what the Russian strategic rocket forces currently have on standby alert. Weapons that represent the most refined architecture of human extinction ever assembled. Tonight, we rank 10 of the most significant weapons in that arsenal, from the tactically devastating to the planet-altering. We will not deal in fear for its own sake. We will deal in physics, in mathematics, in the cold geometry of warheads, intercept windows, and kill chains. Number 10, the ISKANDER-M NATO designation, SS, 26 stone, range, approximately 500 kilometers. Warhead options, conventional, submunition, or a nuclear payload estimated between 5 and 50 kilotons. What makes the Iskander tactically terrifying is not its yield. It is its flight profile. Unlike a ballistic missile that follows a predictable parabolic arc, a trajectory a defending system can calculate and intercept, the Iskander executes in-flight maneuvers during its terminal phase. It releases decoys, it depresses its apogee, flying lower and faster than classical ballistic models. For THAAD, the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, this is a targeting problem. THAAD is optimized against missiles that behave predictably. Warning time for an Iskander strike, under 2 minutes at engagement range. That is not enough time to complete a full engagement sequence from a cold, alert posture. Tactically, it is a weapon that does not announce itself until it is already inside your defensive geometry. Number 9, the KA-102, Air-Launched Strategic Cruise Missile. Range, approximately 5,500 kilometers. Warhead, an estimated 250 kiloton nuclear device. Speed, subsonic, roughly 700 kilometers per hour. Its power is not speed, its power is invisibility. The KH-102 flies its entire flight profile at low altitude, using terrain masking, following the contour of the Earth's surface to remain below the radar horizon of most ground-based early warning systems. The physics are simple. Radar travels in straight lines. The Earth curves. At low altitude, a cruise missile can fly beneath that curvature, invisible to a radar station 300 kilometers away until it is, geometrically, almost too late to engage. Paired with electronic countermeasures and released in salvos from multiple bombers, a coordinated KH-102 strike presents a layered, distributed detection problem that no single defense architecture is currently designed to solve in full. Number 8, the TOPOL-M, Mobile Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, range 11,000 kilometers, single warhead, 550 kilotons. The warhead deploys decoys and performs evasive maneuvers in the boost and mid-course phases. The TOPOL-M's defining strategic value is simple. You cannot kill what you cannot find. A road mobile ICBM mounted on a 12-axle transporter erector launcher can move continuously through 7 million square kilometers of Siberian forest. It has no fixed address, no silo coordinates to feed into a targeting solution. U.S. ground-based interceptors in Alaska and California are silo-based fixed installations. Their engagement window opens when they receive launch detection data from the space-based infrared system satellite network. Against a single TOPOL-M, they could work. Against a coordinated simultaneous launch from dozens of dispersed mobile launchers, each deploying decoys, the math of interceptors versus incoming warheads begins to collapse. Number 7, the KH-47 M2 KINZHAL, NATO designation KILLJOY, air-launched from a MiG-31K or 222 M3 carrier aircraft. Speed reported in excess of Mach 10 in terminal phase. Range up to 2,000 kilometers from the launch aircraft. Conventional or nuclear payload. The KINZHAL is what missile defense architects call a reaction time problem. At Mach 10, the terminal phase of engagement covers 100 kilometers in approximately 34 seconds. The kill chain for a THAAD or Patriot battery, radar acquisition, classification, engagement authorization, missile launch, intercept, takes longer than that under ideal conditions. There is no margin. Hypersonic weapons do not give defense systems time to make good decisions. They are specifically engineered to compress the decision space to zero. Number 6. The 3M-22 ZIRCON. NATO, ZIRCON, ship-launched hypersonic cruise missile. Reported speed, Mach 8 to Mach 9. Range, 500 to 1,000 kilometers. Warhead, conventional or nuclear. The strategic threat ZIRCON poses to a U.S. Navy carrier strike group is geometric. A carrier group's layered air defense, Aegis destroyers with SM-6 interceptors, is optimized for supersonic threats. Against Mach 9, the engagement envelope for an SM-6 shrinks dramatically. The incoming missile crosses the Aegis radar horizon, is classified, engagement is authorized, and the intercept window, measured in seconds, may not support a valid firing solution before terminal impact. A carrier group represents $13 billion in capital and 5,000 personnel. The ZIRCON represents the argument that high-value fixed assets at sea are increasingly indefensible against this class of threat. Number 5. The BOREI-CLASS nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine. Each vessel carries 16 BULAVA SLBMs, submarine-launched ballistic missiles with a reported range of 8,000 kilometers, each carrying between 6 and 10 independently targetable MIRV warheads. There are currently 5 BOREI-CLASS vessels commissioned, with additional hulls under construction. At any given time, an unknown number are on patrol, on station, submerged, silent, waiting. This is the second strike guarantee. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction requires that even after absorbing a full nuclear first strike, a nation retains the capacity to retaliate. The BOREI-CLASS is that capacity. It cannot be preemptively eliminated because it cannot be reliably located. It is the ultimate argument that a nuclear first strike cannot be won because the ocean does not surrender its secrets. Number 4. The RS-24 YARS. Mobile ICBM. Range, 11,000 kilometers. Each missile carries an estimated 4 to 6 MIRV warheads, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles. Each maneuvering, each carrying hundreds of kilotons, each accompanied by decoy packages. The United States currently operates 44 ground-based interceptors at Fort Greely, Alaska and Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. Against a single incoming ICBM, this is an adequate posture. Against a RS-24 YARS salvo, multiple missiles, each releasing multiple warheads, each warhead surrounded by decoys, the mathematics become unambiguous. MIRV technology was engineered specifically to defeat interceptor systems by overwhelming them. It is not a new idea. It is a 60-year-old idea that remains mathematically valid today. Number 3. The AVANGARD hypersonic glide vehicle. Launched atop an ICBM, the AVANGARD separates and enters a sustained glide through the upper atmosphere at reported speeds of Mach 20 to Mach 27. It maneuvers laterally and vertically throughout its flight. Its warhead yield estimated at 2 megatons. The AVANGARD exists in a specific gap between defensive systems. The ground-based mid-course defense system is optimized for the mid-course phase of a ballistic missile in near space, above the atmosphere. Thought engages in the terminal phase inside the atmosphere at lower altitudes. The AVANGARD flies beneath GMD's engagement envelope and above THAAD's. And it maneuvers, which means a predictive intercept solution cannot be pre-calculated. It was not designed to evade U.S. defenses by being faster. It was designed to evade them by understanding exactly where those defenses do not reach, then flying there for the entire duration of its flight. Number 2. The Status 6 Poseidon, a nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed autonomous underwater vehicle. Estimated yield: between 2 and 100 megatons. The range of reported figures itself reflects how little is publicly confirmed about this system. Operational depth: reported in excess of 1,000 meters. Speed: estimated 70+ knots submerged. Range: intercontinental. The Poseidon's design logic is unlike anything else in this list. It is not targeting a city from above. It detonates offshore, beneath the water. A multi-megaton detonation at depth does not produce a conventional blast radius. It produces a tsunami, a radioactive wall of contaminated ocean water, hundreds of meters high, moving inland at several hundred kilometers per hour, irradiating everything it contacts. There is no current deployed defense against this system. It operates below the floor of every existing naval defense architecture. It does not need a launch window, a satellite uplink, or a targeting solution against a specific building. Its target is a coastline. Its purpose, as openly stated by Russian strategic doctrine publications, is area denial on a civilizational scale. Number 1. The RS-28 Sarmat. NATO, designation Satan II. The largest ICBM ever constructed for operational deployment. Throw weight: approximately 10 metric tons, meaning it carries 10 tons of deliverable payload to target. Estimated warhead options: up to 15 large MIRVs, or a combination of warheads and AVANGARD hypersonic glide vehicles. Total yield configurations: potentially in excess of 50 megatons equivalent across its full payload. Range: declared unlimited, via fractional orbital bombardment system capability. That last point requires emphasis. A standard ICBM follows a northern trajectory over the Arctic. U.S. early warning infrastructure: the ballistic missile. Early warning system, radars at Thule, Clear, and Fylingdales, is oriented toward that threat. The Sarmat, using FOBS, fractional orbital bombardment system, can place a warhead into a low partial orbit and approach a target from any compass bearing, including trajectories that arrive with minimal early warning. There are 44 ground-based interceptors in the U.S. arsenal, against a single Sarmat, delivering 15 maneuvering warheads accompanied by decoys on an unconventional approach trajectory. The arithmetic of defense does not converge on a satisfactory answer. This is not a failure of engineering. This is physics. Mass, velocity, numbers, and geometry do not negotiate. In 1962, Robert McNamara, U.S. Secretary of Defense, calculated that the destruction of 25% of the Soviet Union's population and 50% of its industrial capacity would constitute an unacceptable level of damage, sufficient to deter a first strike. This calculation became the operational foundation of mutually assured destruction. MAD is not a comforting doctrine. It is not designed to be. It is designed to make the initiation of nuclear war a form of simultaneous suicide. It has held imperfectly, contingently, with several documented near misses, for over 70 years. Every weapon on this list exists not to be used. It exists to be known about. The Sarmat's throw weight, the Poseidon's autonomy, the AVANGARD's maneuverability. These are not secrets. They are announcements. They are published, briefed to foreign governments, and displayed in state media. Because a deterrent that is not understood does not deter. The cold logic of nuclear strategy is this: the most powerful weapon in human history is most effective when it sits motionless, in a silo, under a Siberian plain, waiting for a day that, by design, must never come. If this analysis was useful to you, subscribe, because in our next video, we run the full simulation. RS-28 Sarmat, 1 warhead, Inbound to Washington, D.C. Launch detection to detonation. 30 minutes. We walk through every second.